Hi. So today I'm going to focus on a very important topic about using AI to create content which is current. So not stuck in time, for example, and doesn't use the tools which is available right now, like Bard and ChatGPT. Well, Bard is not bad, but it hallucinates quite a bit. So you get a lot of great information from it. And ChatGPT, as you might know, has ChatGPT 4 and plugins to it. So you can use browser version via Bing, but it's not really good. So what is the answer? What is a tool which can do a better job at it? And is there a tool which can actually help create something which can be a kind of a co-pilot, something which can be as good as a human being to do searches for you and then help you create the content you require. On the back of that, that's what this is all about. Check out this video today and let's see if we can help you out to achieve some good success with current content, live content. So the tool I'm going to talk to you about is Perplexity.AI. Now, it's been on my radar for a long time, but then when I saw this interview with Jake Hal and Aravind Srinivas who's the founder of the company, I thought, that just blew my mind. And there are a couple of things I want to mention here. I'll drive you through the entire tool, how to use it. But what's more important here is that what they're building at Perplexity is more than just a live tool. This kind of tool or this tool itself can become the future of search engines. So if you get this right, if you understand how this works, you use it to also program or create content, the modern SEO can be built on the back of these kind of tools. So it's super important to understand what to do these kind of users tools and how they will impact the search engine in the following days, weeks, and months. And obviously, we'll have a very different 3 years from now, for example. All right, so let's jump into this tool. Now, what this tool does is, for example, you can enter any task or any question you might have, like you do for ChatGPT, but you can ask it for example, real time. So let's just go, what is the latest in British politics? Provide me 5 headlines. All right. This is a normal version. I haven't turned or switched on the Copilot yet. I'll explain what that might look like. This for you, as you can see in front of you, well, it's nothing great. I mean, what it's done is it's going to give you the answers here. But what's interesting here is it's also giving the sources as well. The source of information is also available to you as well. So you got really interesting news there. Okay, let me just kind of let provide a summary of all these 5 headlines, not more than a paragraph each. Right. So now it's going to go ahead and going to create a paragraph for me for each one of them. Now, what's interesting is, so it's done a summary of the entire thing. Obviously, you could have done a better job by actually providing. Maybe I could have done a better job by making sure that it's for one paragraph per news. But I think you get the picture. It's kind of giving it down. So um, I can say, for example, summarize, or for example, I can say. So what I've done now is I've asked you to provide me with details of DIY face charges. I saw that on the top here, and I said, well, sorry, number 4, and I asked you to provide me some information regarding it. So I can just show you what that looks like. It gave me a breakdown of the information. Again, what's impressive is that's given me all the links. I can click on any of the links. I can go to the link so I can see the information source. Is super important because you don't get that, for example, with ChatGPT, and Google does a okay job at it, but I think they do a better job here. What's also interesting is what they call Copilot. Basically, what it does is that it makes like a real human being using the tool. So, for example, write an essay on the DIY waste charges, um, and its history and its impact on the council tax. So what it's doing now is it's going to really start to look into the information using multiple threads, so it'll be much more impactful. You can see what's doing so it's looking for these different search terms, breaking down my query, which was over here, and making sure that I can really be effective. So then it also goes back and it says, well, it can do multiple threads for me, but also it asks me to provide more information. So this is the part that I think is really interesting, is that it will clarify questions. So I can say, for example, yeah, give me a 750 words essay. So for every time you do the Copilot, you might have a different question that pops up. Just making sure that it's doing and giving the right answer, what you need. And now you will see it's going to write 750 words for me, well researched, well articulated, and also has sources for me as well. And what's interesting is the steps it's taking to kind of get there. So it's kind of understood the question, read the profile, to review my profile. That's another thing I want to show you as well in a second. Um, Web searches has done different web searches for me, looked at 27 different results using AI, read them, improved on them, and then made 750 words for me. So, I mean, this is like a monster when it comes to creating succinct content at scale very quickly. Obviously, in the hood, it still uses ChatGPT. I believe it uses ChatGPT 4 for the Copilot, and it uses ChatGPT 3.5 otherwise. This company raised about 26 million in revenue, from what I saw, and it's impressive that what they've done and what they put together in this very impressive tool. Um, Different elements of ChatGPT, searches from Google, Bing, and all that with links inside it. I think it's a very phenomenal job they've done. What I find interesting is that obviously this is Copilot. They only have 5 bits of Copilot per hour, which I think is sufficient. But if you need some more, you can always buy some more, and you can buy them. The fees available here are $20 per month. I think it's a very good bargain. It's a very good deal. I don't think anybody requires any more than, I think they give about 30 queries per hour. I think it's a very impressive bit of tech. What's also interesting as well is that you can also create your own AI profile. So it's basically a profile of ourselves added to the tool Perplexity. So it knows who we are. That information which we retrieve from Perplexity matches our brand, our personality, and our requirements. So you saw potentially earlier when I asked it the question, it actually um, looked at the various elements, including my profile as well. I think that's really interesting. Again, I think this tool is not only great for creating content, but also we can see what's going to happen in the future. In the future, we will see that there will be an element of search engine like Google, so like indexing everything on the internet, also been applying logic using very clever large language models. Example, ChatGPT, um, OpenAI APIs and Bard APIs to the queries to really add logic, and it can actually do the task for us. So the Copilot stuff I showed you was just a basic elementary bit. I've asked it to make tables for me. I've asked it to look at complex searches for me and to create something which is super valuable at the end of it. So the opportunity within this is really, really powerful. And having your own profile means that it will do relevant searches for you and generate results for you which are relevant to your profile and not generically. Yeah, so just to kind of go back on the Copilot, I think these steps that it follows is what makes it different. And I think what's interesting here is that suddenly we don't rely on one link from Google or look at data stuck in the past. Looks at, for example, for this query, we get 27 different results and then applied AI to it and then provided the information I asked for. It asked for clarification in the middle as well to make sure that the essay word length was exactly what I wanted. It did that for me, and also it provided me with the source as well for everything. Now, this is not the end of the journey. I can continue to ask follow-up questions. I can turn the Copilot on again. And I can dive deeper into it. Or, for example, I can stop my query here, turn the Copilot off, and just ask questions based on just AI application. So it doesn't have your multi-thread searches. It will be one single search. Really powerful tool. It's free to use. I can't believe how good a tool this is. And I think it adds a ton of value. And this is the trend we will see. We will see many more tools like Perplexity who will add logic. And while Bing and Google are getting their acts together, I think these kind of tools can really add a ton of value. But also in terms of usability, this tool is really impressive. I mean, I've been using it on my mobile phone as an app, as well as the desktop, as you can see here. So recommend using it out. Let us know your thoughts. Love for you to try it out and give it a spin. All right, speak soon. Thank you.